All the children with the flag come sort of to the front with the little flag. Young and old children.
Here.
Clean. We'll be led by Pauline McLean, and afterwards Alice Freeman is going to sing O Canada in Gaelic. And her flag will be raised by Edward Campbell.
O Canada, du ich nan gashgachor, kroner tachyan, tegolek yarakazor, vochun kukun leor en pin, doch luni shina ui, Foyem toskel haser shakrin nach spien an navet wine. O Canada, durach akri, sanas leishias maias ye, darchi, sanas leishias maias ye, darchi.
Reverend Donald Sutherland is a very valued member of this Legainsley Historical Society, and he sends his regrets today. He hoped to be here with us this afternoon, but he's got another commitment, so he's not been able to be with us this afternoon, but he said he may be able to join us later on. In his absence, we have the chairman of the Inverness Guysborough Presbytery for the United Church, Kathy McLean, and she's going to lead us in a prayer of invocation.
Let us pray. Gracious God of the past and present, we call upon you today as we stand in the midst of your creation, with the rolling hills behind us and the flowering fields before us and Lake Ainslie down below us and the white mist surrounding us. We ask you to walk with us as we celebrate our heritage, the gifts of your love. In your name we pray. Amen.
First of all, as president of the Lake Ainsley Historical Society, I want to welcome each and every one of you here this afternoon to our opening ceremony. We are very blessed indeed that the rain is holding off for us. It's pouring early this morning. We were very much afraid we might have to move inside. But it's great to see you all out, and we hope you enjoy the afternoon. We have a lot of activities going on this afternoon. 3 o'clock there'll be a play done in the barn, a play written by Edward Campbell. Later on in the afternoon we'll be operating the thrashing mill and the sawmill, and activities in the school and in the house. So we invite you all to look around and enjoy the afternoon. This time I call upon Edward Campbell to do a welcome on behalf of the reunion people.
Mr. Chairman, members of the government, all members, ladies and gentlemen, that introduction makes me, you may think I'm going to make a big speech, but I'm not. I've just got a few words to say in addition to what has already been said in welcoming the members of the Hamilton School and the pupils and teachers who are gathered here today. I want to add a few words in public in inviting, welcoming them here. We're very glad to have you, every one of you, from all over. And we hope that you will enjoy yourselves, to mingle together for a few hours. Now, yesterday I think several speakers referred to you and welcomed you here, and I'm only doing it in adding a few words in the public. Welcome you here and making you feel at home. We have pupils from different parts of Canada and the United States here today. We have them from, I'm not sure that they're present, from British Columbia. That is Alec McKay, and we are very pleased to have you, Alec, if you're here, and thank you for coming. We also have a pupil from here, from Oregon, and also her husband and her daughter is here. We welcome them also. We're glad to have them, and thank you, Betty, for coming. We're glad to have you and to see you again. There are others that we see from time to time, like Donald McMillan and Annabelle from Toronto, and there's Alec or Sophie and Martha from Boston, Roy and Florence from Boston. They were members of the school at one time, and as well as teachers. We welcome them, we thank you for coming, and we're glad to have you. There are others as well, Donnie McKinnon, and we haven't seen him for quite a long time, Hannah MacDonald from Toronto, and Margaret Russell, who is Mrs. Johnston now. We welcome you, we're glad you are here, and thank you for coming. The same to all of you, whether you are from Halifax, Lower Sackville, Sydney, Port Hawkesbury, Pike Holland. We are glad to have you all here, and the local people as well. We have members of the school and teachers from locally who are here. I'm one of them myself. We're glad to have you all, and I hope you have a good day, and I hope we thank you for attending the functions we had yesterday, and we hope that you will continue to do so today. Thank you very much, and have a good afternoon.
Thanks very much, Edward. Yesterday, as the reunion people were gathered here, our committee decided it would be nice and suggested that the group of reunionees pick someone who would be their representative to speak to us this afternoon and give us their thoughts of the reunion, what they thought of it, what we did right, what we might have done wrong. And at this time, I call upon Neil MacDonald, who's going to speak on behalf of the reunion people, or the students and teachers of Hamilton School.
Thank you, Donnie. I'm not sure that I can do this justice. In fact, the person that was asked first declined, so did the second one, so I guess I'm here perhaps not by choice. But I did say yes, so I guess I better do it. We certainly appreciate all the time and effort that has been put into the last couple of days by the people who organized it, by food, entertainment, and most of all, I guess, just for the people who have come. It's certainly been a pleasure to see a lot of folks, a lot of faces that I haven't seen for quite some time. We won't number the years. And I think they've just done a fantastic job. They've even arranged the sun for this afternoon. So I guess somebody's on our side. All in all, I just want to take a moment just to say thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thanks, David. It's certainly our wish that all those people attending the reunion and their festivities for the whole weekend enjoy themselves and have a good time. That's the fellowship, and getting to meet people, like you said, is just a wonderful opportunity to do something like that. This time, I'd like to introduce one of our special guests, Mr. Charlie MacArthur. He's the MLA for Inverness North. Charlie is here this afternoon to bring greetings on behalf of the government, and he's got some presentations to make to some of the people. Charlie has some certificates. They're the Order of Good Times, which are going to be passed out by Mr. MacArthur this afternoon. So, Charlie, if you'd like to come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And it's a pleasure for me to be here representing the province of Nova Scotia. And I bring greetings really from all the parties that are involved in the province. First of all, I guess I must mention my colleague, Danny Graham, and of course Francis LeBlanc, the member for Caperton Highlands Council. And I want to bring greetings from also not at the government side of the House, as well as the official opposition and the NDP party. And certainly we represent the whole of the province of Nova Scotia. And I want to congratulate the students who have returned to the Hamilton School. It's a pleasure to see you all. And I want to, as well as Donnie and Edward, wish you the best for the balance of the evening and tomorrow as well. And the best of luck, and God willing, the sun will remain with you. It's a nice breeze, at least it keeps the flies away as well. So if the sun would remain out, have a good time for the balance of the evening. And I would ask those people that if they would come forward. If there's none of them here to receive the order, then certainly Donnie will be able, or Edward will be able to forward it on to whoever the group are not here. But we'll read the names. If you would please come forward, I would be pleased to present you with the order.
Alexander McMillan. Alexander McMillan, come forward, please. Okay. Alexander McMillan. Taki.
I didn't believe in the speedy one.
Oh, I see. Yes. That's nice.
Kathy just reminded me that these certificates just go to people who are from out of the province. So people who feel they should deserve one, you have to be from out of the province in order to get one. Sheila McPhail. Eva Larkin. Betty Ann Christensen. Mary Umla. Betty Ann Christensen, she's here. Hannah Harrington. Hannah wanted to sing at the concert last night. Annabelle McMillan.
John, you'll have to have another one.
Dalton McMillan. Florence Coleman. Alexander McKay. Conrad McKinnon. Christine Rose.
She's not here. I'll take that for her, Donnie.
John Collins, except for Christine Rose. That's it, I guess. I'll pass these back to Edward Campbell, and we'll see that they get forwarded to the people. Our next guest this afternoon is the member of the legislature for Inverness South, Danny Graham. And he's going to bring his greetings to us in Gaelic.
Half left, Danny. Be me frightened fach na gas a canul va. And me clay hollicha a bhín seo an Jew, and yell sheet dana an isht, ach an wach bria. I'm very glad to be here today and just say a couple of words in the language of the garden. And I want to wish you the very best for your festivities and all your goings on today. I just want to mention one little thing regarding education and the Hamilton School reunion. As many of you are aware, there is a school of thought today who think that bigger is better and bigger is beautiful, and seem to be of the impression that large, or very large schools and all kinds of newfangled equipment is necessary to produce good quality citizens. Well, I think we see evidence here today that small community schools in areas like this have turned out wonderful citizens around the world and can continue to do so. So I just want to make that point. Bigger is not always better. And again, I want to congratulate you, and I want to wish you the best with your celebrations today. Thank you very much.
This community of Lake Ainsley originally was settled primarily by the Scottish people. Over the number of years, different people of different origins have moved into our communities, and it's not all Scottish people that live with us at the lake at this time. And it's my pleasure this afternoon to introduce one of those people who has moved to our area and has taken a very active part in our community. And we're very happy to have him with us here this afternoon. And it's in the person of Armin Keach. Mr. Keach is going to bring his greetings in his native tongue, which is Swiss, and hopefully he'll translate it into English first.
I will do my best, Mr. President, members of the government and ladies and gentlemen. Jedes Land und jeder Landesteil hat ein historisches Erbe im Erhalten, und in der Wertschätzung dieses Erbes drücken wir unsere Hochachtung aus über der Arbeit vergangener Generationen. By the way, I don't know if that language was devised in Babylon, so please forgive me, it's my native one. I can't help myself. You want it so, Charlie. It's his fault in case. Darauf haben wir alle weitergebaut. Auf diesem Fundament entstanden unser Alltag, unsere Familien, unsere Hoffnungen und Wünsche, unsere Gegenwart, unsere Zukunft. Da ich mit meinen Lieben das Vorrecht habe, an diesem Festtage hier zu sein, geben wir unsere besten Wünsche weiter an alle, die sich für ihr Erbe einsetzen, heute und in der Zukunft. Möge Gott segnen, was ihnen so viel bedeutet, und möge dieser besondere Teil ihres Erbes, für das die Leute von Cape Breton so berühmt sind, nie vergehen. Der Schatz ihrer Freundlichkeit und Gastfreundschaft. Herzlichen Dank. Each nation and the different parts thereof have a special historic heritage. In cherishing and preserving that heritage, we express our profound appreciation of generations past, their work, their ways of everyday life, their struggles to build the foundation for our own lives. On that foundation, we all have continued to build our own lives, families, our hopes, our dreams, our very present and our future. Enjoying the privilege together with my loved ones to be in your midst at this day of celebration, we pass on to all who care so well for the preservation of your heritage our very best wishes for today and for each tomorrow. May God bless what you love so dearly, and may that very special part of your heritage, for which the whole of Cape Breton is so famous, never lose its fragrance, namely the Cape Bretoners' treasures of kindness and hospitality. Here we have plenty found of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kevin. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you our special guest for this afternoon and our guest speaker, the Member of Parliament for Cape Breton Highlands Council, Francis LeBlanc.
Thank you very much, Donnie, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to McDonald House and to the Lake Ainslie Heritage Festival. I want to express a special welcome to the former students and to the teachers of the Hamilton School who have returned from far and near to come together and share memories of their experiences here at the Hamilton School. And I hope that your visit here is a joyful one, and that the memories that it evokes are pleasant and fond ones for all of you. I've written some notes to guide me because when I was asked to be the special guest speaker, I felt that I should, so I'm going to be referring to these notes over the next few minutes, but I promise I won't detain you for too long. It's become a ritual for me around this time of year to spend a little time on this beautiful spot in Cape Breton, to greet now familiar friends and neighbors, and to savor the view over Lake Ainslie, while reliving, if only briefly, the heritage of the settlers who came here as early as the 1820s. Usually this visit for me is part of a general schedule of visits throughout the riding of Cape Breton Highlands Council, and I have to sandwich it between the Antigonish Highland Games, Judic on the Floor Days, and the Waikagama Summer Festival. Nevertheless, it's nice to be here with such distinguished guests as exponents of Highland culture as Donnie McLean and Reverend Sutherland and Florence Cook, as well as to join my colleagues, Charlie MacArthur and Danny Graham, who are pretty good authorities of Scottish culture themselves. And it's a little intimidating for a young Acadian like me, who's just learning about his roots, to be asked to address all of you and to this afternoon. But I must say it is a privilege to address this gathering, although I feel that I should be listening to others like those that I've mentioned, or Edward Campbell, who would probably be able to educate you much more than I can. However, the Scots and the Acadians have always gotten along in this part of Cape Breton, as most of you know. Our forefathers both settled this land together, and over the years we have intermarried and worked together on various enterprises and projects. And I must say that I sometimes, when I come to festivals such as this, I keep my eyes out for a potential Scottish bride. I noticed that several have fled already. Indeed, I recently learned that Lake Ainslie itself was first called Lake Marguerite by the French before being named Lake Ainslie after Governor Ainslie. That's been a new revelation to me, and one I find quite interesting. One of the centerpieces of communities in Cape Breton is, of course, the community school, which Danny mentioned just briefly. And so it's fitting that the reunion of the Hamilton School become part of this gathering and this festival, and that you have it here at the MacDonald House, and as part of your celebrations. You know, I grew up in Margery Forks, and I have very fond memories of the Margery Forks School, the 1 or 2 room school that I did my first grades in Margery Forks. It was the school that Dr. Moses Cody taught at, and many other distinguished personalities have went through either as students or as teachers. And I remember, although it was only the first 4 or 5 grades that I spent there, what a place of intimacy and learning and good values that occurred in that community school. And of course, afterwards we went to the what was then called the Margery Forks Consolidated School, a little ways up the road from the old school, and where I did the rest of my education. And that school itself faces consolidation with great resistance on the part of those in the community of all of the Margeries who cherish that part of their community, and who don't want to see it be broken up or be separated, because they probably know that later on, when they come back after many years perhaps of traveling and earning their livings far, far away, that they will want to reunite with their comrades, their school chums, their old schoolmates, and their teachers of the Margery Forks School. And it's the same as you have here in East Lake Ainslie, with those of you who have come from away to reunite with your old classmates at the Hamilton School. This year, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is Canada's 125th birthday. And it's a year for us to pay particular attention to the sacrifices and the hard work of our ancestors who built up this great country that we enjoy today. And all over the country, the contribution of settlers like those who settled, like Alexander MacDonald, who settled here, and his descendants who settled here in East Lake Ainslie, their contribution to the development of Canada, not to mention, although it is all too often neglected in the past, our original Canadians who, like the Micmac of this area, who were here since time immemorial. Those contributions are being celebrated and recognized and acknowledged in this, our 25th birthday. And, you know, Canada has been an opportunity for Canadians to recognize the heroes of our past, those national heroes and the local heroes who have built up our communities, and to, as a way for us to perhaps justify our reasons for staying together as a united country, paying attention to what these people have done with their hard work to build up this great country that we look over today. And we ask ourselves sometimes, what is the point of all this? Why the intense and enduring fascination with the past, with the old farm implements, and with the other artifacts of our early pioneers? What can this tell us about ourselves, about our communities today, and about where we are going as individuals and as a society? Of course, it's always enlightening to know where you came from. And us human beings, we need to have this knowledge to help us find our place in the world. And that's why the work of Donnie and Pauline MacLean and of Florence Cook and Edward Campbell and so many others who are here today to preserve and enhance the treasures that we have here at the MacDonald House Museum, why that work is so important for us all. But I think there's a deeper, more spiritual reason for continuing to respect and restore our heritage. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we live in an age of impatience. It's an age of instant gratification. We're in a hurry. It's where the links of family and community are all too often inconvenient. Where we hear people saying in communities like Margaree, where I frequently visit, where you don't feel comfortable about dropping in unannounced to your neighbors, which is part of the community, where you seem to feel you have to phone in advance. And I think that those trends are to be lamented. And we're paying an even more price, a serious price, for the breakdown in the heritage and in the communities that we have grown up to enjoy, such as the family breakdown, the high divorce rates, the violent teenage crime, which we are seeing so much on the rise in our society, and even a shrinking respect for some of our most cherished and important institutions, our churches, our schools, and even our democratic institutions. And I might say that even some of the devastation that we've wrought on our environment in many places on the planet may have as part of its root moral cause, the inadequate appreciation of our heritage, that which we receive and that which we pass on. Now, there are all kinds of explanations for these occurrences, and I don't want to be too philosophical on this afternoon, but perhaps it's because we've paid an insufficient attention to the accumulated legacies and the contributions of our forebears. And that's why the awareness that is built by community museums such as we have here and heritage festivals such as this that we are enjoying here today, and which you're all supporting by your presence, has a deeper social purpose and one which merits acknowledgement. You know that we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, and the humility of that realization is important to instill in the values that we pass on to our children. So, ladies and gentlemen, while you enjoy the fellowship of your schoolmates and those and your friends and acquaintances and those perhaps that you've not seen for a long time, it's worth thinking of the deeper purpose that brings us here, and to think about that from time to time while we, particularly in this 125th anniversary of Canada, so that we can preserve our country and the communities which make up our country through a faithful recognition of the heritage which holds us together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Francis. As I said earlier, our community is made up of more than just Scottish people as it used to be long ago. This past year in our community, we've had young men come to our community, come from across the Atlantic Ocean, here to Canada, to do some studying. I am speaking of Mikhail Simonson, and if Mikhail will come forward, please. He's here. Mikhail Simonson. Call upon Francis McLong, who's going to make a little presentation to Mikhail Simonson. Francis.
Michael, it's my pleasure to present to you a Canadian flag, which I hope you will cherish as a souvenir of your time here in East Lake Ainsley. Thank you very much.
At this time, I call upon a member of our reunion committee, Larry Young. Larry Young, will you come forward to the mic, please?
At the risk of sounding repetitive, I also want to bring greetings to you, and this time from the festival committee. We all spent many hours preparing for this, others many more hours than I, and it's been a great effort, and this is the culmination of it, and we certainly do appreciate all of your activity here, your support, and the support of all the other activities. We thank those members of government who have come to bring us greetings. We thank all the other speakers, and especially we thank those people from the Hamilton School who have made this an outstanding event, and all other people who have supported us. Thank you from our committee.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our opening ceremonies and welcoming. Later on, I said around 3 o'clock, we're hoping to get a play underway in the barn. And after that, we will be having demonstrations in the barn and the different...
In the classroom. It was written by Edward Campbell, who will also be taking the part of the teacher. It is based on an actual incident that happened in Hamilton School when he was attending in the year 1923. I want many of the students of Edward Campbell to please sit up and take notice once he starts to teach his math. The scene today is the Hamilton School. The year is 1923. The time is noon hour on a very cold, raw day in late fall. The opening scene. The teacher is sitting quietly at his desk in front of the room preparing the afternoon lessons. The classroom is otherwise vacant. You may be able to hear the noise outside. At the back of the building, the students are playing some kind of ball game. Some smaller students come in. They talk with the teacher. A great deal was learned at the teacher's elbow in the rural schools of long ago. Let us listen as the teacher chats with the children.
Hello, Kimberly. What is your name? And what is your name? Amy. And your name? Jessica. We're glad to have you here this morning. Did you have your lunch?
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Did you eat it all?
Yes.
Was it good?
Yes.
And did you have an apple?
Yes.
Here, read good. You're being
Oh, yeah.
Quiet now. Before you take your work, I want to discuss something with you. Somebody threw a baseball in through the window, and I would like to know who is responsible. Yes, Sarah.
Malcolm broke the window, sir.
Malcolm? Did you throw the ball through the window? Are you responsible for the damage?
Oh, teacher, I didn't intentionally break the window. I accidentally broke the glass. Small game. 14 to 10. Worth like 25 cents.
In any case, you are responsible for breaking the window, and the policy of the school is anyone who breaks a window or breaks anything else, replaces it or pays for it. So you will pay for the window.
Sir, I want you to know that in this case I will neither replace nor pay for the pane of glass. Because what happened was purely an accident.
But you were the last to touch the ball. Therefore, you will pay for the glass.
Teacher, if you'll just listen to me for a few minutes, I'll explain to you why I think I am not responsible for the replacement of that pane of glass. This is a very cold day. You, in your position of authority, wouldn't allow us to play in the classroom or in the lobby. So we decided to go outside and see what we could do out there in the cold. Baseball was suggested. So we organized 2 teams. I was captain on one team, and Charlie was captain on the other team. We decided to go out and play out at the back of the school where it's more sheltered and warm. There are 2 windows situated out there. It was my turn to bat. Alan threw the ball with some force. I hit the ball, expecting it to go over the fence. But instead, the hit was a glancing hit, and the ball fell through the window. I ask you, who broke the window, the batter or the pitcher? Controls the game. To do so, he must control the ball.
I tell you, Malcolm, you were the last to touch the ball. Therefore, you will pay for the window.
No, teacher, I did not touch the ball at all. I hit it with the bat. To touch it, I would have to have used some part of my body, which I did not do.
But you will pay for the glass.
No, sir, I will not. I won't.
I'll see that you pay for the glass.
I will not replace the pane of glass, and I defy you to make me.
Sit down. Now, that's all I have to do with you. I'm going to call the trustees in, and they'll deal with you. Kimberly, will you come up, please? I'm going to write a short note to Malcolm May, Malcolm Archie, on Finnock Valley Road. Please come to the school at once. I am in trouble with one of my older students. I need the help of the trustees. Will you take that to Mr. Malcolm or Mr. Donald? Let's see, no, it's Malcolm Miller. It's Malcolm May. Signed, Donald McPherson, teacher. Now, as soon as you get that to Malcolm May, you'll come back to school right away, won't you? All right, thank you very much. Curtis, you come up. Now, I'm going to send a copy of the same letter to another Malcolm fellow. This time it's Malcolm C. He lives right up on the hill there. Will you take this to Malcolm C? It's the same as the one that I sent to Malcolm A. All right, and as soon as you find Malcolm C, come right back to school. Will you do that? Thank you very much. Now, the third trustee is a McKinnon. Michael, you come up, please. I'm sending a copy of the same letter to Mr. McKinnon. He lives north of the school, the first house on your right. You know where he lives? Lisbonese, we call it. And as soon as you find Mr. McKinnon, you'll come back to school. Thank you very much. Now, the rest of you, while we're waiting for the trustees to come, you will continue with your work with mathematics and algebra. So, go ahead. If you have any problems, you can raise your hand and ask me for help. Yes, Sarah, what is it?
Teacher, if negative 7x plus positive 3x, how would you solve this problem, and what would your answer be, please?
A negative 7x
And
or
a positive 3x.
3x, your answer would be a positive 7x. positive 4x, I'm sorry. In adding unlike signs, you subtract to get the answer. So 3x from 7x is a minus 7x is a positive. It's a 4x. You understand that?
No, I don't understand, sir.
Well, I'll put it on the
If you
board.
add 7x and 3x, you would get 10x, wouldn't you?
Yes, that's right, but we're not adding 7x, positive 7x, or positive 3x. We're adding a negative 7x and a positive 3x. Understand? All right. That's not having any trouble with it.
I'm trying to get my math done, Chief.
Yes, Sarah, what is it?
I have another problem here, which I need help in solving, using algebra to do so. If 3 is added to a number, and the square root of the result is taken, this result is equal to 6.
If 3 is added to a number, and the square root of the number is taken, we get 6. We'll put it on the board and see what we can do with that. You have a problem there. You read the little problem, so we'll express it in algebra. You said that if we add 3 to a number, so there's an unknown there, and take the square root of it, your answer is 6. We want to know what the number is, isn't that it?
Yes.
So expressing that, we'll add x to the number. We're over 4. And we add 3 to it. Decrease by 3. Now, we take the square root of it. And what do you get? 6, wasn't it?
Yes.
Now, this is the unknown, so to solve that, what you do to one side of an equation, you do it to the other, in order to keep it in balance. So you square this side, you eliminate the square root, you get x plus 3. And that is equal to 6 to 36, 6 6. But x is not alone yet, so we'll have to take the 3 away. What you do to one side, you do it to the other. So here we have x left with the 3 away, and on the other side we have 33. That's the solution to your problem.
X would equal 33?
Yes, you understand that?
Yes, I do, teacher. Thank you, teacher.
Oh, good afternoon, Mr. McMurray. Come in.
Good afternoon, teacher. Sorry that you're having some trouble with one of the older students. Good afternoon, students. Pleased to see you all. I'm coming over here. Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, Captain.
It's a very cold day, and I'll be pleased to sit in the warmth of the room. It's quite warm if it's not for that breeze that's coming from the broken window at the back.
Well, that's the problem. Part of the problem. We'll deal with it when the proceeds come in.
I understand. Continue with your work then.
All right. Yes, Bob.
Teacher, if a pound of lead weighs 1 pound, what would a pound of feathers weigh?
If a pound of lead weighs 1 pound and a pound of feathers, what would a pound of feathers weigh? I think, Bobby, you know the answer to that. But you just want to get a little attention on your deed. And go ahead and do the arithmetic stuff. Okay? Sean,
Teacher, I have a problem. I'll read it for you. Find the number decreased by 5 is 2.
the number
Decreased by 5
decreased by 5 is 2. You take the square root of the number, I think it says. That's not, you're not familiar with that. Is that right?
Yes, teacher.
You take the number. Well, again, it's something like Sarah's. If a number is decreased,
Decreased by 5 is 2.
what we're saying is the number is x. I think it said you would take the square root of it and decrease it by
5.
you get
2.
2.
Yes,
Right?
teacher.
Yeah. Now, the little story that you gave me, that's expressing in the house. The number is x, take the square root of it and decrease it by 5, you get 2. Can you solve that?
I'll try it, sir.
Very good, go ahead. Come in. All day.
Yes, it is.
Sit over here, please.
Thank you.
Now that you are here, I think we should proceed with and hear this case.
Yes.
I think before we hear any side of the story, we should wait until Mr. McKinnon, the third trustee, arrives.
Well, I've been here a long time, and I have a lot of work to do before dark. And it's a cold day. If I can let the cows out just before I left home for water, and I have to get them back in the warm bar. But since you suggested it, I'm willing to wait for a little while.
Michael, did you find Mr. McKinnon?
Yes, teacher, Mr. McKinnon's in the woods. As soon as he gets a log cut and hauled home and hitches the horse, waters some feed and blankets him, he'll be up here then.
That's going to take some time. I think we should hear the case right away.
All right, all right.
Well, tell your story, teacher.
Yes. At noon today, there was a bunch of the older boys playing baseball. They was back in the school here where the 2 windows are. I reminded the boys several times not to play there, to play on the north side where there were no windows. But they insisted on playing here. And one of them hit the ball in a glancing blow and it came through the window. Landed right in the ear on the floor. Now, we ran took the children in right away and we discussed the matter. And we discovered that Moss broke the window. And he admitted that at first. But then when I explained the policy of the school, he refused and in fact he advised me to collect the money or to put the policy into effect. And in doing so, he insulted me. And in fact, it's a bit unruly for a number of days now. And that's why we called you into that.
Well, we've listened to the teacher's story. Malcolm, and we don't like what we hear. But in fairness to you, we'd like to hear your side of the story.
Sir, you know, this is a very cold day. The teacher wouldn't permit us to play in the classroom or in the lobby. We found at noon that we're kind of dull, standing around with nothing to do, so we decided to go out from the cold and see what we could do out there, in the shelter of the school building where it'd be nice and warm. Today, the sheltered part was at the rear of the school where the 2 windows are situated. The windows are high off the ground. At least the foot or more above the tallest of the group. We decided to try baseball. We organised 2 teams. I was captain on one team, Alan pitching for me. Carly was captain on the other team, with Archie pitching for him. It was my turn at the bat, and Alan was pitching. Alan threw the ball, a fast one. I swung at it and hit it, expecting it to go over the fence. Instead, the hit was a glancing hit, and the ball fell through the window, landing on the floor right in him. I think that the pitcher was the last to touch the ball, and as our teacher said, the last one to touch the ball is responsible for breaking the window. To touch the ball means the ball must come in contact with some part of your body. I did not touch the ball. I hit it with the bat. It was unfair then to hold me responsible any more than the pitcher or all the others who were involved in the game. And if I insulted the teacher, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Malcolm. I listened closely to both sides of the question. And before I give my opinion on what's the best for all concerned, I think that I perhaps have a question that I'd like to ask each of you. Malcolm, would you like to complete your grade 11 studies this year? And in order to write the provincial examinations for grade 11 in June 1923.
Mr. Ramon.
And teacher, is it your desire that Malcolm complete his grade 11 this year and that you will have prepared himself for the grade 11 examination in June 1923? And does he have the academic ability to do so?
Yes, sir, it's yes to both questions. I think that Malcolm has the ability to complete his grade 11 this year, providing he applies himself to his work and does it the way we all think he should. And he has the ability to do so. And I'd be very pleased if he did.
In that case, in my opinion, one trustee, we should give Malcolm one. I am willing to give Malcolm one more chance in this school. It is not our desire as trustees to expel any student. It is rather our earnest hope that all students, including you, Master, conduct yourselves in a way as to facilitate the work of the teacher and to help rather than hinder the other pupils with whom they work. Also, we urge the teacher, whoever he may be, to exercise patience and understanding so that all may benefit and that there may be harmony in the classroom. So now, teachers, the pupils, if the second trustee agrees with this suggestion, I shall return home. What do you say?
Well, I agree, but I would rather have the third trustee present.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Good afternoon, Mr. McMillan. Thank you very much for coming.
Good afternoon, students.
Thank you. Now, pupils, I want you to heed the advice given by the trustees to you and to me. Because I certainly wish that you work with me harmoniously and peacefully. And I urge you to do the same with me. Malcolm, I'm sorry that the trustees had to come to help me. I think it was both benefit, though, by their visit. Malcolm.
Yes, Peter, I'm sorry it caused so much trouble.
Yes, continue with your work then, where you left off. Yes, Malcolm.
X squared minus 4x minus 12 equals 0. Called a quadratic equation. I can solve this equation. But a little further on, they tell us that x equals to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And this is called a quadratic formula, and that we can solve this equation using this, or solve this formula, solve the equation using this formula. I don't understand this.
To solve the equation.
Sure, you don't understand.
Don't understand the formula. Well, we'll put it on the board so what we can do with that. Put the equation on first. The equation was x squared minus 4x minus 12 equals nothing. Now you said you solved that, you could solve that equation.
That's right.
I gave you another formula by which you could solve it as well. And the formula was x is equal to a minus b plus or a minus square root of b c squared minus 4 ac over 2A. All right?
Right, King,
And what's puzzling you is where did the A, B, and C come
I don't understand.
from? The equation up here is -1. B is a -4. And C is a -12. Now you have the value of A, B, and C. If you substitute these values in this quadratic formula, you'll get the value of A. Oh, good afternoon, Mr. McKenna.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. What's wrong here today, anyway? So cold as I left to burn in the rush and forgot my mittens.
Well, it's cold without, go without mittens today for sure. But there's no problem. Everything's settled.
Settled already, without me.
Another 2 trustees are here and it's all over.
Oh, all right then. I guess I'll go home. Good day to you, sir.
Good day, sir.
Good day to
Thank you. Thank you. Pupils, it's now 3:30. You'll put away your work for today. Quietly. 1, 2. Quietly. Easy.
Oh, I forgot my bad.
That's our play and the cast. Amy McLean, Jessica McDowell. Reserve your clapping till I'm done. Michael Gillis, Sean McDougall, Donnie McLean, the teacher Edward Campbell, Nicole Sorensen, Peter Ainsley DeVries, Peter McMillan, Pauline McLean, Vince Smith, Bobby McDonald, I'll peek under here, Danielle Megalatis, and Jennifer Stephen, Pauline McLean, Curtis Gillis, April, I do it all the time, and Kimberly McLean. That is the cast of Now, I would ask the members of the students and the teachers, the request of Wayne Campbell, to go over to the direction of the house. He wants a group picture of the Hamilton School reunion. Teachers and students. Come on, Mary. They could just organize them a little bit and put the shorter ones in.
Once the back kind of move over, can't see the back row.
Spread out more, did you say?
Yeah. Spread out a bit.
Colleen, can you take a picture of everyone in there?
Sure.
Tell you, there's only 2 left. I think 2 of them.
What,
Focus here.
yeah.
Press that. Like, thing there.
I'm sorry. No, you go there. You go there. That's okay. How are you doing?
No, that's true. But it's the other way.
Together, and I guess that's just
Look now, boy, you better smile.
Smile, that's what all we're doing.
Okay, you get in there with them. No, go ahead. I have no idea the boat jumped on the lake. Yeah. I was trying to
As
get
long as you don't, if there's no voice recorded.
all the way down there to see that.
Hi, guys. Hi, Jesse. Huh?
Julie. Yeah. Your sister's
Yeah.
looking for you.
Took us a while. A couple of flat tires.
You people coming back to the very end. Oh, my soul. Beef stuck in my face.
Oh.
I have some hamburgers. Hamburgers and hot dogs.
Oh.
There goes the chair. I really had to sit down. I just couldn't stand it. This seat is hard. Are you people coming back to the very end? Come on.
There.
Did he drive that house? Yes, I did. Last night
Now, what did you get?
you have the keys?
Bless our God, all people, and make the voice of his praise be heard, which holds our soul in life and does not suffer our feet to be moved. Let us worship God. We sing his praise in the fourth verse of Holy, 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 135 in the Old Book, 277.
this one. That one? But to get one, you have one.
Together to sing praise to God once again, singing number 40 from the Book of Praise. So come, let us sing to the Lord. It's number 40.
I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. But the seventh is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Honor thy father and thy mother. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Ghost, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
Having fun this week? Oh. That's nice. You see a lot of things, old stuff this week, people talking about the old school and all kinds of things that grandfathers did.